Welcome back, everybody. Here we go again. Right, what were we going to do? We were... making our way to Starry Stover military, weren't we? So we're aiming for there. Alright, just need to put you on B right back a second, guys. Sorry about that. Basically, my Corsair mouse decided it needed recalibrating, so I wasn't going to go out until it was recalibrated. It's not like I'm an amazing shot to start with. So anything to give ourselves an advantage helps. YouTube was playing up earlier, so I'm just going to check that we are on the correct live. It's not like I'm an amazing shot to start with. Okay, that looks fine to me. Right, let's try again. Going down Starry, aren't we? We got emergency food on us. We got a machine gun. We've got various gear. Okay, let's do it. So many doors. Pause. Like we always do. Let's go. Fucking wolves. Rust or DayZ? DayZ. Gabe Hunt. Rust or DayZ? Jesus Christ. DayZ. Always DayZ. For me, it's DayZ. And welcome to chat. Massive DayZ fan. What about yourself? Rust, my reactions aren't quick enough for Rust. No, I mean your base looks like rust. Ah, okay. Yeah. Base building plus, lots of doors. Hall of horrors. Yeah, maximum doors inside a building so we can hide the flag. Just means that we're more covert as a team. Because unless you open the front door, you wouldn't know there was a full-size base there. And you have no way of knowing how many doors. We don't have 50 doors, but nice idea. But we're up to maximum doors for the server. We're going down to do a mission tonight. I've got to visit military in Starry to complete a quest. It is a PvP server, but zombies have been removed and replaced with AI instead. And the AI have been dressed up to look like freshies, so you never know whether you're actually under fire or not until you kill them, which certainly makes for some interesting firefights. Also means that when you do have a firefight in every little town or military, you have to move on, because anyone in the area will know that you're under fire. You know you're doing well in life when you reach maximum doors. I know. Either that or you've got no life. But getting to maximum doors is on a PvP with raiding, when I'm not on enough to get raiding stuff, is useful. Let's be honest. Oh, come on. Rum. Thank you. So, yeah, we're popping down to Starry to complete the mission. Hello, Mr. Cow. And then once we've done that, we'll go and hand it in at the trader. And then probably just sell what we get from it unless it's useful. What is Starry? Starry is a village around the middle-ish of the map. And we have a quest to visit the military there. That I've never bothered doing, but the quest reward is a key. So I want the key. Because keys are good. And we've got plenty of keys, but most of the keys that we've got left are either for high tier areas, which running as a solo is a bit silly, so I wait for the team to come on through that. Or medical, and I don't need any more medical stuff for base. What's in Starry? Village, military, a well, houses, potentially food, potentially AI that will contact me, and potentially other players that want to kill me. No way of knowing till we get there. But there'll be a town and a small military outpost. And only 5.8 k's to go, not far. Obviously, because I don't care about tactics, I'm running the direct route. Do you play DayZ yourself, or do you play Rust? Or just watch it? I'm a base builder more than a... what's the mission you're doing? Okay, it's... I travel to Starry Sober Military. You get rep and a key that will open up a door in Mishkino. So nothing important, but I want the key. The key's good. Even though the key's the other side of the map from where we're living. So we just, yeah, gonna make our way down there, or hope to. But if we die, then we'll just spawn that end of the map and make our way up there. Actually, this is a really fun server when you are a fresh spawn and you're running around with a shotgun on the coast. But running it as a solo most of the time because my team only get on now and again. And I'm not a natural PvPer, but I love DayZ. Massive DayZ fan. Put a lot of hours into DayZ. Arguably, I've played more DayZ than any other game. I like DayZ, never played Rust, doesn't appeal to me. Looks like 24/7 shit show. That's fair to say. I tried Rust, you know, so my problem, as much as, you know, I love DayZ, I'm just not a natural PvPer, but I play PvP servers. But my issue is I've got arthritis in both my hands, and at 52 years old, my reaction times aren't as good as they were at, say, 30. But I can't get enough of the game. I enjoy the challenge, I enjoy the danger, I enjoy the fact that you could lose everything. Obviously not with the base I've got. I'm a base builder, I'm a raider. That's who I am as a player. I'm a lucky killer. That's probably a better way of putting it. When I make a kill, I get quite excitable. Others run around with the one-tappers. I like to build a good base, get my security in place, and then go out and get up to no good. Either through raiding or this sort of shit. Quite enjoy servers that have key cards or other things to do, missions, quests, that sort of stuff. Don't play PvE servers because it isn't me. I don't overly play adventure servers. Opportunist PvPer. Yeah, that's a fair way of putting it. If I'm lucky, you know. But I can't, but I have to play servers where there's that threat of PvP. There has to be, for me to be happy. I wish I was better at PvP, I really do. But this server works for me quite well because they've taken the zombies out and stuck AI in their place. So at least I'm getting firefights. And the AI is shit, let's be honest. It's not difficult to defeat AI. I think you're better than you give yourself credit for, my friend. Thank you, that's appreciated. I'm not. But thank you. I'm good at base building. I'm pretty good at planning a raid. I'm pretty good at looting, as per the name. And I get the principles of PvP, you know, push the enemy, move cover, move, shoot, move, shoot, move, shoot, move. Switch to a better weapon, but by that point I'm normally dead. But I enjoy it. It's DayZ. It's life, isn't it? What sort of servers are you into? Hello, Mr. Pig. But the only way to get better at PvP is by doing it, so... We keep trying, we keep practicing, we keep recycling. I'm from Australia, so we only have a few community. Yeah, it's such a shame, the Australian market for DayZ. It is... You deserve more. You really do. Yeah. You do deserve more servers out there. Because the DayZ community in Australia is big. So it is such a shame that you don't get more community servers given the Australian market. We're lucky in the UK. Yeah, you'd love more. Of course you would. Yeah, we're so lucky here. We get so much UK EU servers. Unbelievable amount of content available in DayZ. And then we've also got obviously access to the US servers. And for you guys, the trouble is playing one of our servers, your ping times are through the roof, aren't they? That is just not... Australia doesn't get the love it needs in the game. And I mean that. I'd love to have a... I wish we had a more stable platform that we could get more players from down under gaming on our platform. Gaming in our worlds with better ping times. It's a big community. It's really crazy how many you run into in servers in every continent. Yeah. I used to play with an Australian guy when I first started playing DayZ. Not in the same team, we were allied on a server. But he was over in London. So get good ping on Euro servers. I do. But then I'm UK. So I get reasonable ping to... You get good ping. Yes, I do. Yeah. And then I get reasonable ping to the States. So why do you play DayZ? That is the question, apart from the fact that why should everyone should play DayZ. And do you play on PC or console? One thing you'll never see me do is drive a car or fly a helicopter in this game. That I really can't do. But I'm pretty good at killing the AI. I play for the DayZ magic. I'm 100%. It's addictive, isn't it? It's just for a game that's arguably between 12 and 15 years old. Yeah, I 100% get it. Once it's got you, once you've got past that basics, that first 100 hours, it's a hell. Once you've got past it and you've worked out how to survive, it just drags you in and doesn't let go. Such an addictive game. Let's get off auto run and get ready for the hell that could be. It should be okay. Most people on this server are using Tissy and the airfield as their PvP points, whereas I'm just trying to mop up keycard quests because I need to get explosives for the team. The 100 hours of hell. Yeah. When the game spits you out at the very start, you first load in and it's like, survive. And you're like, how? You'll learn from your mistakes. Off you go. Yeah, off you fuck. And then suddenly you die and you're like, well, how did I die? And each time you die, you learn a little bit more. But yeah, the first 100 hours of hell, which then becomes 500 hours of hell, and you never stop learning. And yeah, I know running across a field is stupid in DayZ. Everybody knows it. But wherever you run is dangerous. You might as well take the direct route. But yeah, the first 100 hours of hell. It's how I describe it to everyone. It's like, you've got to learn how to fish. You've got to learn how to bandage, how to get water, how to read a map. And if you're playing on like on proper official servers, how to read Russian. Because when you get a map, you need to be able to work out where you are on it. And then suddenly, if you give it the time, it clicks. Something in your brain says, oh, I get this. This makes sense. I'm ex-British Army, so it feels like a military sim with a lot of eating. Forget the zombies, you know, but I've never enjoyed armour. That's too realistic for me. But the DayZ effect on modded servers with all the extra weapons and the armour and the stuff to do. Yeah, I get that. It's fun. Render distance not working well today. Obviously I play on quite high settings for 4K. I don't play on PvP settings. Right, custom in here, as you can see. Let's go and see what we get bumped by today. I only want the mission. There'll be the loot here will be shit. I have tried Reforger. And enjoyed it, but I like the DayZ menus and mechanics, so their DayZ 2 effect isn't really me. Quest completed. Nice. Get into a position of cover and see if we've got anything to kill in here. Normally you can trigger stuff. Oh, come on. I need a way out, game. There we go. Where's my nearest extraction point? There'll do. We'll go and extract and complete the mission. I might stick the key away though. We got secure storage in here, which I can stick the key away in. Or we'll just go off and do the key room. Yeah. Turn it in. 2.3 Ks to exit. So yeah, I bought Reforger when it first came out because I'll support BI. I've played it a few times. I like seeing more of the Infusion engine. Some of the stuff that I do in real life involves a branch of Armour. Something called Virtual Battle Simulator, which is the military version of Armour. So I like what they've done with Reforger. I like the fact that we're getting more Infusion engine stuff coming into DayZ, even though I'm not into vehicles. I think the future of DayZ looks very bright. But we've got to get Armour 4 out first. And I'll buy Armour 4 when it comes out, even though it's not really me. But I like to support the software house that has given me thousands of hours of gaming for £39. You know, I paid 40 bucks plus DLC, so call it 50 bucks. And I've had over 6,000 hours of gaming. It's not bad return rate. Not bad at all. Are we likely to get contacted in here? We might do, you know. Not that I know of. Contact. Yes. Yeah, but it's a battle simulator. It was created, and it's created by their sister company now runs it. And they're no longer the same company, but they used to be. But there's a lot of shared assets, if that makes sense. Buildings and such like. But yeah, in real life, I'm involved a little bit with that world. Now and again. And Armour 2, for that matter, on a weapon simulation platform that I help support that has Armour 2 content in it. And that is proper Armour 2 contact. Yeah, contact. my military brain appearing. Under fire, bang, bang, bang. They're dead. Change mags, move on. We're just going to push trader, get the key, and then we'll push over to Mishkino and do the key, and depending on what we get, we'll either run it to trader and sell it, or run it home. Or we'll pop down south and see if we do some farming of AI for keys. This is an extraction trader, and I've not run into this one before, so I don't know what type of building I'm running into. So Scum, I really enjoy Scum. Subsistence, if I want the PvE fix of like no enemy. But massively enjoy Scum, though it's very complex. Long Dark I played like years ago, when it first came out. Really enjoyed it, and that was long before I was playing DayZ. No, back when I only played single player games, I was playing Long Dark. But Scum, if I didn't, part of my brain says I wish I'd found Scum first, because I love how complex it is. It's a church extraction. Shit. That'll be a bitch. I don't know what point inside the church it is. So much fucking cover around here as well for ambushes. Come on, extract. There we go. Scum is, if Escape from Tarkov had a one-night stand with DayZ, 9 months later you'd get Scum. No, that's all right, Gabe, not a problem. So Scum is one island with 3 or 4 different biomes on it. So you get snow, desert, tundra, cities. You're a prisoner in a game show that has to survive, build teams, build bases, eat, drink, fight. It's DayZ, but on a self-contained island. Real world weapons, you can fly, motorbikes, bit of everything really. It is coming to console at some point. It's PC only at the moment, but very complex. So DayZ, you have to eat and drink to survive. In Scum, what you eat and drink matters. If you eat too much junk food, you'll get fat. If you get fat, you can't climb over walls anymore. If you eat too little calorie content, you'll start to lose weight and you'll freeze to death easier. So it's really, really complex. If you get ill, you need to work out exactly what the problem is and cure it properly. So it's a lot more complex than, say, DayZ is. Just hand in this mission when it lets me. Alright, we have a key. And it's an epic. Tier 1 epic. Opens the closed door in Mishkino. Alright then. Closed door in Mishkino. Yes. Somewhere in there. So let's grab some water. And never be sorry about
my cock's gone, guys! My cock's gone! I lost my cock, dude. Look at me. Look at me. Dude, just fucking look at me, dude. Come here! My cock's gone! Sorry.
Right, back to reality. DayZ, innit? Board players. Yeah. Right, let's move on. So you're trying to extract without him knowing which extraction you're going through for obvious reasons. Because if he extracts through the same one, there's far too much chance of meeting the idiot. There's obviously a team of 3 or 4 of them there. Where at the moment I'm solo until the weekend when I've got other people on. So I'm streaming UK evening this week, which I normally do, but I also stream early mornings at weekends. And that's where I get the majority of people watching me. I do better at weekends, but my evenings are just because I've come home from work and I want something to do. Yeah. I'm sure he's happy with his situation. I'm quite a serious player, I suppose. That's a fair way of putting it. I take a lot of pride in my base and all the stores being in the right... everything sorted in the base, and I'm more likely to be the one that's planning a raid and trying to make it a mill sim. Yeah. No, back to Scum though. Scum is amazing. Just a really, really hard game. There's some quite big... there's a fairly big Aussie streamer, Raykit. I think he might be living in the UK, but streams and makes a lot of content in Scum. Well worth of a watch if you like hardcore survival games. Scum is right up there. And you can play it single player as well. It has a proper single player mode, rather than a fake single player mode that you have to set up in DayZ. I used to play a bit of Escape from Tarkov, didn't really enjoy it, though this server I'm playing now is Escape from Tarkov inspired. On console, no Scum for me, unfortunately. Not yet. It is coming to console. With Scum, when it gets to 1.0, they're aiming to release on X and PlayStation, which is awesome. I feel for you guys on console though as well. You know, the DayZ we get in PC is so different from the DayZ you guys get. The whole experience is different. I couldn't play on console. I can't use a controller to save my life. But you guys are the people that play it day in, day out on vanilla or community servers that are very lightly modded, doing as best they can with the limitations, and they do some amazing things, but as we all know, it looks so much different in my world. But there's always a possibility that in time you'll get mods on console. And me as a base builder and raider, raiding I love on vanilla, obviously, it's easy. Base building on vanilla is a lot of hard work and not a lot of reward. But it was really good last year, you guys getting Sakal. You know, at last, combat. Completely different world in PC. How are we doing on mags? Fine. And it looks like this year you're probably going to get a desert map, which is nice. Or we're going to get a desert map. I also have my own PC server, which is a hardcore winter survival server on Livonia. So I'm looking forward to the desert mechanics coming out so I can start building hardcore desert maps. And I'd have extreme temperatures. I make it in the mouse type temperatures. I take away like a 75% nerf of food and water, all items. All food spawns in frozen. I have exploding zombies and base buildings. I make it solo only, so players can't team up. And that's just a different side to it's me giving something back to the community. We do have some mods on console, right? Yes, you do. We can also do, depending on, we can deploy map edits on console. As you said, some work. Anything you have to do map edits, you can do in DayZ Editor and save it as a .json file, which can be released onto console, which is fine, which works really well. And then anything else you do, you need to do in the sort of the code itself. It's not a natural mod. You just have to mod the code that's in BI. But it is doable, and some people are getting very good at it. There's servers now with airdrops. The plane doesn't move, it's just sat in the sky, but it's there. Parachute doesn't come down, but stuff spawns underneath it on the ground. I do some stuff with manipulating zombies so they'll explode when you shoot them. That can be done on console. It would be interesting for you guys to get a better version of raiding and code locks and base building. That would be nice. Oh, crash? Crash? I reckon crash. I reckon that's a crash. Yeah, that was a server crash. Did we lose Steam, or was that just a... No, that was just a server down. Okay, let's go back in. The downside to playing on a highly modded server where they're still developing it are these crashes. This server is nowhere near finished yet. But I like what they're doing with it. And let's move again. What flavour? On my vape? Some sort of strawberry type flavour I'm vaping. And with nicotine, I used to smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day, and now I vape. if that's what you're talking about from a flavour perspective, it'll be a nicotine one with strawberry or raspberry or something like that in it. But I gave up proper smoking, apart from on my birthday, about 10 years ago. So on my birthday, I allow myself real cigarettes. Oh, another crash. Yeah, server's unstable tonight. Let me just check on their thing. No one else is crashing out. We'll try once more. If that fails, then I vape too. Never smoked. Okay. Well, vaping's certainly better than smoking. Do you vape with nicotine or just vape with juice? Just flavour? If this crashes again, I'll switch across to my survival server. Australia now banned vapes. However, so many people, including me, are going to have to pick up cigarettes. Ridiculous. It is, isn't it? I don't quite get why they would. I don't get it. Yeah. Vaping, so it's not perfect, but it's so much better for people than smoking. And I vape nicotine, yeah. And smoking's so expensive to do in Australia if you go through legitimate channels, that vaping's a better option. I don't get it. If we crash a third time, I'll switch across to my server and show you my world that I give people to play. There's no point if we keep crashing to keep loading in, because it could be in the middle of a firefight. Yeah, so I smoked from 15 up until early 40s. 2 packs a day. Okay. Yeah. So if we keep crashing, I'll switch across just because I don't want to keep crashing. Solo only one, right? Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Where this is a team-based 5-person team maximum on this server, and this is my main server I play. So I'll play this on all the time, where my server I tend more to just do now and again because others play it, and as a server owner I know where all the bases are just by bringing up some code. It's easy to work out where the players are, so I play it occasionally. I tend to play it when I'm new on the server, when a server I've just wiped, just to show it off a little bit, and then I let the others play it and I support them on it. Occasionally I do a run on there, but I enjoy this world. I enjoy the more hardcore PvP than I do hardcore survival. Where were we when we were crashing? We were, so I'll do a report for them later. We were just outside there. Okay. Take a photo. But this is the world I probably enjoy the most. This is the DayZ that I get. even though me running solo is quite a new thing on here. I used to always wait for my team to be on, but one member of my team can't play at the moment for a few months due to other commitments. Another member of my team is US and works nights, so I only see them when they're on days off. And another member of the team only games at weekends. So we have a team that is across continents and time zones and work patterns. So I sort of feel I have to carry on playing the server to keep things going along. So 29 people on. This was 80 with like 30 in the queue a couple of weeks ago, and then they had started getting all the crashes, and now they're waiting for new hardware to try and fix the crashes, and then they'll wipe and restart, and we'll try again. Because the concept of getting rid of AI, yeah, I get that. Hi Critical, how are you? I enjoy having people to chat to as I'm playing DayZ. So playing solo, I spend a lot of time scared I'm going to get shot. I find it much more of a social game. I enjoy the social aspect. Playing solo on a hardcore survival is not so bad. Playing solo on here, anxiety are through the roof at times. I also know that, you know, if I bump into a team now, it could be a 5-man. Louis, by the way, I prefer solo runs personally. All my teammates can't navigate worth crap. So that's probably why, though. That's a fair point. I'm trying to learn to embrace solo. Hi, Restless. I'm trying to learn to embrace solo gaming, because for the next probably 6 months, a lot of the time, if I'm going to play DayZ, I will be solo. And I want to play DayZ. Oh, connection issue. We're about to get a server crash. We've got red connection. This will be a proper... But actually, then the server will restart. So we've got a better chance of getting in. So we'll just wait for the server to do its restart, and then we'll carry on. I love early game solo, but as soon as the military bases become the next objective, I feel exposed. Yes. Early game is good fun. I get that. Wait for this to come back up. Yeah, early game, before you get the loot, you don't care what's happening, do you? If you die, it doesn't matter. And then suddenly, everyone gets gear fear, no matter who they are. People say they don't, but everyone does. Because you pick up that one weapon, or that bit of armor, or that bit of food, and you're like, that'll get me home, or that'll get me where I want to go to. And then you don't want to die. And especially on, you know, you guys that are playing official servers. Really difficult. You know, I don't very often play official. Official for me is a challenge. An official solo would be a massive challenge. Though actually maybe official solo would be better for me. Because I probably wouldn't be base building, so each life would be a fresh start and a fresh adventure. Whereas on here, I've got a base, I've got a team, I've got gear. I'm trying to get more gear. On my server, critical probably. Yeah. Maybe I'll do a run one night on official. Maybe we'll do a run on a official Chernarus or official Livonia. Maybe not Sakau. I haven't played enough Sakau to warrant it. But maybe Chernarus, because I know the loot run I'd take. Squad up with the wolves. Exactly. You need the wolves on your side. I'm sure if you talk nicely to them, they'll play ball. Let's see how much of a rollback we get. I just caught 2 people with a car on official and took it all. More loot than I could carry. I'd love to be better at official. I think, but maybe solo official would be better for me, in all honesty. As a non-natural PvPer, an opportune PvPer, as I think was put by Gabe, maybe solo would be the official, would be the way to go. Where if you are fighting teams, they're trying to do it with armbands and luck. Current official is done unicorn Bigfoot stuff. Some unicorn Bigfoot stuff. Right, let's move on. Come on, spawn me those. There we go. That's where I live, laugh out loud, and sadly on console at that. Console is, I don't know how you guys do it. I was saying earlier, I really don't get, I couldn't play console, I can't use a controller. I have enough problems with a keyboard and mouse, let's be honest. I don't know how you guys manage it. I watch Console DayZ streams sometimes, or content, and just seeing you working through the icons when you pick up an item or have to manipulate it. How the hell you do that and deal with firefights at the same time. I no idea. I suppose if everyone's doing it, it's not so bad. But and we're all part of the same family, but you're the bit that I really don't get. Really don't get it. Because we just had a server crash, checking open fields for bodies spawning in is an easy kill, isn't it? Right then. Let's see if we can get this keycard room done. 1.5 out. And obviously you can play console with keyboard and mouse. I believe on X you can. There's a rhythm to DayZ UI on console that you get the hang of. Yeah, and I suppose that's the thing. You're used to doing it. You know what you're doing because you're used to that way of thinking. Muscle memory, yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong, I used to own a console. I bought an Xbox X to play Red Dead 2 on, and Far Cry 5, the one set in the US. And once I'd completed it, I then sold it. Because a friend of mine who only had an Xbox at the time, not a PC, wanted to co-op Far Cry. So I bought it so I could co-op Far Cry with him. And I was fine, because that's all I played for a while. On that one game. Yeah. But it's no different on PC with muscle memory. You know, people are like, why do you always have your knife there and your water bottle there? because that's what I've always done. And my fingers know where to go to get to those items. For me, it's always knife, primary weapon, secondary weapon, or mission, and then first aid at the end, and at the far end, water. Yeah, consoles are easier. You buy a game, it works. PC, you buy a game, it doesn't always work. And I don't ever, you know, we joke about things like the PC Master Race in inverted commas, but Xbox and PlayStation are just PCs with a, in this day and age, with a nicer front end. Rather than getting Windows 11, if you've got an Xbox, you've got Windows 11 with a nice menu, and if you've got a PlayStation, you've got Linux or whatever that version they're running in the background with a nice menu. So they are PCs really in this day and age. Right, before we run into Mishkino, we will have a little look for a scope, because it is Mishkino, and people do go here, and we've got to find a building in here that's locked, and I've got an idea where it is. This is such a fibula fight in here. It's all close quarter. Their custom version of Mishkino. It's one of the nicest Mishkino builds I've played on, but I've never taken a key in here before, so base up there, massive base up there, floating base. Right then, butterflies time. Let's push. Not what I was after. What's the key say? 205. Room 205 we're looking for then. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Have a good sleep. See you again soon. And thanks for the conversation. Okay, let's extract. What do we get? Tier 3 body armor. Some sniper, explosives, detonator. Yeah, I mean, this is not... Remember, this is a modded server. We got any mag with more ammo in? Yep. Switch. The whole experience on PC is different, though, isn't it? It's a different game on PC. That went better than I thought it would. I need to get that sniper into my hand. That's better. Yeah, I watch people play Reforger on PC as well and get jealous of the weapons they have. Yeah. Modded DayZ, modded Reforger, modded anything is so much different experience. But obviously it's all been written by the community. And this server is different than a lot. They've replaced zombies with AI. But it's a PvP server as well. So you never know whether you're coming under fire from players or AI. Apart from, I won that. And if that had been players, I probably wouldn't have done. Because they'd have headshot me as much as I headshotted them. It does teach you to headshot more, though. We will be coming back on after restart. Restarts in about 9 minutes, guys. Just less than that, probably. I certainly want to get this gear home and drop the sniper off. Because it's a good fucking base to our left. AI. I thought I was a fucking player because it was next to a base. Thank you. Heart through this. Because when you come under fire like that, and you don't know if it's AI or not, you really don't know what you're dealing with. Yeah, and that's what this server's doing, in all honesty. But even when it's full pop, this works. Because you have those firefights, you have to move on. because, okay, I'm running with a silenced weapon, luckily, but I'm nearly out of ammo. I've burnt through 4 mags of 5.56. I've got a fair run home still. I mean, we could go via a trader and sell some of the rubbish and buy some more ammo. But I'd rather get the sniper home, if we can. Because it's not often I come out away from a keycard room with a good sniper and explosives. And a detonator. Because that's getting us closer to raiding. And getting closer to raiding is a good feeling. First time I ran into AI was on my own server running locally. It freaked me out somehow. Could have... Says how someone could have accepted my server. I'm not stupid, man, but I sure felt so. AI done right are very good. And on this server they've done them right. They've not made them too OP. They've made them feel like freshies. Enough to keep your wits about you and get you used to shooting people. Without them being too difficult. Yes, you can loot them, but it's low tier loot. It's nothing special. Oh, we'll have a free sledgehammer for base. But AI done badly are abysmal. And I like the balance they've put on here. I like how they've done it. Oh, this is going to be a shit now. Run home in the pitch black. Though on a plus point, there's less MVGs on this server, so we might stand a chance of getting home. And we've got a server restart about to hit. Where are we on the map? Fuck that. I'm going to run through the airfield. We don't want to do that shit. We don't want to hit VMC either. Otherwise this won't be been a good evening. They might be skipping the next restart, you know. Can't see it though. About 3 minutes. We're running on luck at the moment. Yeah. Take it for a spin through the airfield. No thank you. There we are. Server restart. Oh, and breathe for a few seconds. Fill my vape. Oh, dear me. That was certainly an experience, wasn't it? The fact that we're not dead from that little attack tells me it's AI. I suppose that's one good thing. If I go to the airfield, it will be with a full ghillie suit, with no gear I mind losing, and I'll be crawling into a position of fire support. As a non-natural PvPer, I don't go to the airfield or Tissy unless I really have to. I've got an epic key for Tissy. I'm waiting to get team members on to use it. When I logged in, so that there's about 30 on the server at the moment. It's an 80 pop server, but they've had so many crashes that they lost all their pop. They were 80 with like 30 in the queue, but they're waiting for new hardware before they'll wipe and start again. Not start again, but rehype it. And I'm carrying on playing it because actually, for somebody like me that's not a natural PvPer, I'm getting to have firefights. I know it's against AI. I get that. But I'm also, it's the risk of real players out there. And I'm learning the server. So when it does get more popular and more busy, I'll know more about it. Because I think I'll carry on playing this server. Gonna lie, I'm always scared of Tissy. Everyone should be scared of Tissy. Especially on a server like this where they customise it so much. So even when you go in, you don't know what you're really running into. But I'm enjoying the challenge of this server. The AI are keeping me on my toes. Occasionally I die to other players. It does happen. I ran into North East Airfield at the weekend and was taken out by a team. I took out an AI that followed me out the woods. They were in a sniper position, and then I was run over by somebody in a vehicle. Bastard. I was just looting something and somebody ran me over in a vehicle. Came out of nowhere. Obviously they would have been parked up somewhere, but I didn't think that they were a live vehicle. But in the future, when I'm looking through my scope, I'll look through windows of cars. I can feel the poo in my pants when I start getting close. Yeah. The turtle's head is appearing. And I've also bought lifetime VIP to this server. So I've invested in the server with not a massive amount of money, but money that says I can always queue jump for life on the server. So I want it to survive and do well. I think once it's, well, it was, when it's full pop, with the AI as well, it's such a good server for content creators because you've got firefights happening all the time with AI. You've got firefights with players. There's always stuff happening, which by its very nature will be good to stream and make content on. And that's always, and it's making fun content for you guys to watch. So I'm queue jumping now. But yeah, I bought lifetime. And I'm impressed because it was, they said, oh, we'll do a one, not a one-off, but it was we've got X amount of positions at lifetime that we're going to sell. Once they're sold, they're sold. And it would cost me 50 or 49.99 to buy lifetime VIP. Lifetime queue jumping when it's normally like 10 quid a month. That's not too bad. Especially if I'm going to stay on a server and support it long term. I just see it as an investment, really. Right, it's going to be pitch black and we're going to be running for our lives. This will be fun. zone, right between VMC and Northwest Airfield. Joy. Once we hit the RV, or make another K. Yeah, once we hit the RV, we'll then push for home. I think we must be stuck on something. Yeah. Obviously I might die, so I need a photograph of what I got, just to prove that I went and did it. Nobody will believe that I went and pushed a fucking in my team. They'll be like, you did what? You pushed that solo? But seeing the team are not around, I'm sort of forced, aren't I? Swing that way. Need to get as much ground covered at night when you're only fighting people in MVGs as possible. What time is it now? It's now 23, 15, 18 people on the server. So 17 people that want to kill me, plus about 70 AI. Most people will probably be in base, or doing as I'm doing and doing a mad rush home. Or trader runs or black market runs. I see you like to live dangerously. I'm working on... I'm more likely, if I'm going to bump into players, they're going to be... If I bump into people with MVGs, they're going to kill me. I get that. But there's no point lying up, because of where I am in daylight, I'm going to guarantee to die. Because I've got no ammo left on the M4. And I'm not a great sniper. So it makes more sense to me to make the run now. People are hacking the crate on Northwest, which is understandable. It's night time. That's what you'd do, is you'd go out there with your MVGs on and do the crate when you're more likely the team to get away with it. If you've got a 5-man team on here, one person's hacking the crate, 4 people are holding down the position, all with MVGs on or night scopes. Does make a lot of sense. And because they've got to hold it for 20 minutes, I've got a fair chance of making it home. Not a perfect chance, but a fair to middling. Especially my lack of ammo. I'm happy with my chances. About there, I suppose. Sounds kind of scary. More like more than I'd want to deal with. It's more than I want to deal with. But it's a risk worth taking, isn't it? I've got to run home a sniper. But more importantly than the sniper is that gunpowder and a detonator, potentially drugs. We're not growing drugs on here, but if I put all the drugs seeds up for sale, there's a chance to make some good money. Thanks, Restless. I remember once doing this on F35 when I ran from my solo base when I played a wipe solo, and I'd got all the way to like 400 meters clear before the safe zone at Trader, and I got taken out by an team in MVGs. It was horrible. Pitch black. I didn't have MVGs. I was running on waypoints, and I was just about 400 meters from Trader, and suddenly bum, and I was dead. It's like, yeah, GG guys. And I was running in all my ill-gotten gains. I was running in 50 cows and everything that I had. Need to get past Savannah-grad before we push for base. So I need to get to the next marker, then switch across. And it needs to stay dark, and it won't. Because we really don't have the ammo to have a sustained firefight. Which is why you got this one. Yeah. We'd have to switch to the 308, which is a bolt action, I believe. R700. At least we've got spare mag for it, I suppose. Happy with my route. Also happy with the fact that tomorrow evening I've got the evening off, which is very rare for a Wednesday. My guys that I look after are doing a swimming test tomorrow night, so I'm not needed. So, as long as my work's done during the day, I can go home at a reasonable hour. Which is very rare that I get a Wednesday evening off. very rare. Sun will be coming up soon. But I'm away from the main trouble spots. I'm not going to run through Navy Lug, am I? No. At what point do we switch? About there. Actually, we run to that wood line, we run up round there and we extract that way. I don't care about the rifle, I want to get the explosives home. Blowing somebody's door off would be amazing to do. There's no small bases on here though that I found down at this end of the map, but just blowing someone's door to prove that there is raiding happening would just be amazing. And there are some abandoned bases nearby, so where the flags are dropped, so it might be worth blowing the door just to see if there's only one door, because if it's only one door and that gets us in, there might be some storage we can steal. Right then, switch for base. 4.3 to go. That's our problem. Novi shouldn't be too much of a problem. Well, we've got another mag with 10, and then I've got to switch to the 308. And I'm not a natural bolt action killer. Raiding 24/7/365 must be recorded. You can soft side if you can get to a soft side at any point. Otherwise it's door only. 3 tiers. Wood, metal, concrete. Wood 1 explosive, metal 2, concrete 3. Can have 15 doors maximum. Containers can't be code locked. And we're up to 15 doors, which is nice. We have to shoot. Let's make sure we've got as much ammunition on one mag as possible before we switch. But because I'm 99%, it's the only time I'm not streaming this server is when I'm either base building or organising the base. I'm always going to be recording anything I do. They ask that you record as much as you can. For obvious reasons. It makes it so much easier if you're opening a ticket to give a clip, or you find a bug, or you're accusing somebody of doing something bad. Being able to go, this is what happened, and show them. Makes life so much easier as an admin. No. Nah. And I don't mind being raided offline. It's the real world. I raid people when I get an opportunity to. They raid me when they get an opportunity to. You know, you're never going to... The last thing you do is... You know, I'm ex-army. The last thing you do is contact the enemy and say, we're going to be at your camp at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Can you be there to defend it? You know? That used to happen 400 years ago. We'll have a battle tomorrow morning on this field. Make sure your knights are ready to go, and our knights will be as well. But that's not how wars are fought anymore. You might go out to kill the enemy, but if you're going to take an objective, you'd rather take it unopposed. So I don't have a problem with being offline raided. I understand people do. People want to be raided when they're on to defend their base. But I live in a different world. I try and build a base that is covert. So you're less likely to get raided. I think about hiding a flag and building away from civilization. If you're going to live somewhere public like we are now, make sure you've got somewhere where people will run straight by and not know you're living there. And we've already picked our base for next wipe, if we get there first. And if we don't, I've sort of got an idea of where I'm going to build instead. Because I'm the primary base builder. Now Cookie's on extended leave, because we should share the duties otherwise. But one thing with Cookie being off, I'm going to become a better player. I'm going to be forced to be. I think, and also the ones of us that have stayed on this server and are giving it time and waiting for the wipe and waiting for the new hardware are learning the server. We're learning how this server owner operates to make it easier for ourselves in the future. Knowing where the best loot is. Knowing which... I know medical key cards are not worth doing. There's a lot of risk involved going to a hospital in a town of a freshie taking you out. To get a box of bandages that you can buy for next to nothing from Trader is not worth it. So I've got a lot of medical keys that I won't do. But because one of the missions is to do a key, then when you do that, do it as a freshie medical. If you get killed, it doesn't matter. So like I'm now auto running. I know when I get under the 1,000 meter, I'll normally switch to not auto running. So if something goes wrong, so I know where I am now. So I'm now going to switch to I will control the character. And I won't always take the route that people suspect. But as we know, it's DayZ. Every route's a risk. You know, I hinder myself. I play on extreme settings, everything on the highest possible quality, where I know most most people are playing with everything turned off. But I want the game to look good because I'm streaming it, and that's the sort of person I am. Others will stream it and stretch screens and with colours turned down because they want to make PvP easier. But I would rather, when I do make a kill, know it was a kill that was against all odds. You know, I stream PvP servers, I've got to expect to die a lot. If I switch to PvE, I wouldn't die as much, but I don't think I'd enjoy it. I like the adrenaline that comes from being in a firefight, even though I tend to end up on the beach. It's a challenge. That's what it is. Now we've got the nightmare of the BPP door opening glitch, because it freezes, doesn't it? Well, it has to load in the door. Most vulnerable moment in the game. But because everyone has that problem, you live with it. DayZ ain't perfect. You know, bits of this game are left over from Operation Flashpoint. That's showing my age. Which was my first Behemoth game that I bought back in the days of CD-ROMs. But this server, as long as you're running tier 3 body armor, which I am, you stand a reasonable chance of survival in a firefight to get your second or third round in, unless your head tapped. But because we don't have a massive PvP team, we're very unlikely to have one tappers. So we've got to play to our strengths, which is covert living. DayZ Adrenaline is something else, isn't it? One of the only games to give me the shakes after a gunfight. Yes. 100% with you on that. And that adrenaline is addictive. Really addictive. Didn't know you had to swim there, that's annoying. Mustn't do that again in the future. I thought you would have been able to jump that and... Home sweet home. Yes. Keep me coming back for that hit of it. Yeah. Told you we had a few doors. and breathe. Right then, I need to eat. Right, we need ammo. Let's drop off spare food. We keep that on us. That's all droppable, drop offable. As is that. Restless, I know that feeling. Yeah, that's nice. The body armors are really nice. Right, that's our for sale tin, so that's for sale. That's for sale. Thermites for sale. Keep the bandages. Lighters for sale. VHS tapes for sale. Sledgehammer for sale. That's good enough for me on there. Right, medical. Spare bandages. Actually, we could cross one of those to there, one of those, couldn't we? Let's drop that one off. Go for one of those bandages that has 2 on it. That's better. Right, detonator. I need ammo anyway. 5.56. I'm going to need a stack of 60. Probably more than that, aren't I? So there's my ammo, ready for resupply. 5 gunpowder. Now we just need 5 sulfur. And then we're good to go. Do they allow you to mix this one and this one? No. That's good though. Another detonator. That's good. Some better body armor. Body armor. There we go. So that's tier 1. That's rubbish. Put that in there. Tier 3. Or to sell the tier 1. Is that sorted? There's another lighter for sale. Okay. Actually, is that a working lighter? No. Is that done? Right, get these mags filled. Quickest mag fill in England, if not the world. Think of my poor thumbs. Need a few more. We are running low on ammo again. that sorted. Let's see if we've got an opportunity to use the sniper. There was a base in there. I think we raided them on day 2. It's soft-sided. Cut our way in. Let's drop that off. Right, guys, thank you for watching. That will be it for this evening. So just under 2 hours, guys. It's been a good run. Thanks for the interaction. Thanks for the chat. I might be on tomorrow night, or I might do some work on GoblinZ and take the evening off, as it's a rare Wednesday evening. So I might just watch a film, eat some food, and chill out a little bit. But either way, I will be back on Thursday. I will see you all again